Welcome everyone, today we have a new guide for Diablo 4. In today's video, we'll look at some of the most critical and also important mistakes that you want to avoid at the start of Diablo 4. And this will include which of the world difficulty should you be playing on, and what are the time you should be playing on world difficulty 2, and when to try out difficulty 2. We're also looking into ways of making you stronger and also different perks, different items you should be looking for, and also different gambling tips, and also different ways of using the multiplayer system, and also other tips that is important in the game that you should not be missing out, including the weekly bonus loot from the world boss and also other method to get yourself ahead in the game. Now, similar to all of the videos, what I want to do is I want to focus on the most important things I believe is going to be happening at the start of the Diablo 4 launch. And of course guys, we'll be having more videos about leveling up in Diablo 4 and also what to do after level 50. So if you guys want the notes for this video, make sure you check the links below in the description. So coming over to the first most important part I want to talk about with starting up with the game. So the thing is, we know there will be 2 difficulty at the very start of the game and you can pick which difficulty you can play. During the open beta, I always play on world difficulty 2 and I wanted the bonus loot, bonus gold and also experience. But many of us were not aware, and I think some of us are aware, is that the bonus item drop rate is not available now with world tier 2. And the only thing we get for going for world difficulty 2 is 20% bonus experience and also 15% gold. And this is the only bonus. So the first big mistake I want most of us to avoid is getting too greedy on the bonus experience and going for a much longer boss fight and also drag out fights with elites and also different monsters and also different dungeons. Because at the start of the game, our characters and also our classes are not ready to take on harder challenges. Yes, you can still do it, because you can micro, you can use potions, you can still do it. But usually this will take 50% longer time to fight those monsters on world difficulty 2. So let me show you guys a replay. So this is on world difficulty 1 and I'm playing a druid, and notice that this druid only have 2 skills. 1 active spell with the core spell, 1 basic spell. And even at world difficulty 1, it was quite challenging for the druid to take down the boss. You can see the boss's HP is going down pretty fast, and this is a tutorial boss. So what I want to show you guys is, if you don't play on world difficulty 2, what you're going to expect at the very start of the tutorial for most of the classes is that you're going to be much slower to get the things kicked off. Now once you get your items, yes, things will get much easier. And this is why on the next part I want to say when we should be avoiding the harder difficulty and when we can take advantage of this. And the following guide will help us do this. So my biggest advice for Diablo 4 at the launch of the game is try out world difficulty 1 before you go world difficulty 2. Now there's a lot of ways to go, to world difficulty 2. We can, go to the character selection and change difficulty anytime we wanted. Yes, the experience bonus is good, but the gold bonus is not that big deal. And there's a lot of other ways to get more experience, including elixirs, partying with other players, and also going for the stronghold campfire, which I'll be checking after the launch. So this comes to our next question: when should you be avoiding world difficulty 2? Well, what I do recommend is, if you're playing a first character on your account and you don't have any bonus skills from Reynolds, and this is a typo, right? This isn't Reynolds. So if you don't have bonus skills from Reynolds, it is a little harder. You can see even at world tier 1 with difficulty, the druid was taking down the boss quite slowly. So the thing is, once you have more Reynolds with additional skill points, every new character you start with will have more skills, and this will tremendously increase the early game potential. Now during the beta, one of the biggest things I realized is that clearing out the stronghold does not give you that much loot. You're here to do a chain quest, you're here to do the story, and it can get very tricky against some difficulty stronghold because it will scale according to your level, and sometimes they're 1 level higher than your character. So this can avoid time wasting if you switch on world difficulty 1 before you start the stronghold. Now if you change your difficulty during the stronghold, that is not good, because that's going to reset the stronghold. So I have died once with world difficulty 2 against strongholds. So this is what I want to do. I want to go to character selection before I start the stronghold. I want to go to world difficulty 1, then I start the stronghold, finish it, then I can go back to difficulty 2. Now finally, if you guys are running through the story campaign, it is also much faster to go with world difficulty 1, because most of the loots are fixed and you get a lot of story rewards like the quest rewards, and you also still get the guaranteed legendaries, so you can go through the story much faster to get those guaranteed legendaries and become stronger, then go back to difficulty 2. Now here are some of the times you can play on world difficulty 2, of course, is when the monsters actually melt like butter, right? You just clear them through them like paper. And also, once you're level 50, what you want to do is, we want to be clearing out the capstone dungeons at difficulty 2 to unlock difficulty 3 after level 50. And of course, when you're testing class combos, there's different combinations and also different methods, you can go to difficulty 2. So what I recommend is you want to get a boost of difficulty with experience once your gears and also skills are ready. Maybe when you unlock a new weapon, maybe when you get higher gears from the skill ranks, or maybe when you have crafted a special item for your build and that makes you super strong, like the Twisting Blade Rogue after the Act 2. Now, of course, guys, the important thing is, even though we talk about all the efficiencies over here, because Diablo 4 is going to be a new game and you're going to enjoy the game, I really don't want to take away the enjoyment for everyone. So even though we talk about the mistakes, remember guys, we're here to enjoy the game. So play how you want to play. You can play hardcore, play casual, play in the normal mode, play harder mode, and play the way you want to enjoy the game, and that's most important. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. Now coming over to the second part of the video. So what I want to do over here is I will be making a summary of the other mistakes you want to avoid. Now we have talked about those in our previous videos, so you might find some resemblance from the previous videos, but this is a summary of all the videos we have done. So the first thing I want to recommend is always look into the amulets you guys get, because those amulets can provide plus 01 rank on level 1 to level 25 items. And this can also provide you with a plus 2 skill rank for items that is over level 25. So we have a lot of guides over here. I'll show you guys an example. So this is one of the amulet I got under level 25, and you get to see plus 1 skill rank to all the companions. And here you can see plus multiple skill rank to the entire part of the tree, with the Necromancer for the corpses and also my cap section of the skill tree. And yes guys, this is one of the times where you get one item, you become super strong, and then you can increase the difficulty and take advantage of the bonus experience. Now over here we also talk about additional guides that is available, so you can see there's a few other guides with the special mechanics of the threshold of gears, and over here what I did was I provided you guys with the links of the previous videos that talk about each of those parts. So here we talk about the threshold of the FX stats, which can be rerolling and also making your stats stronger. And our most recent guide, we talk about the named monsters which we can be finding to be farming for those monsters for special items, and those have a minimum roll requirement for the cost of the affixes. So there's a lot of way to get stronger in the game, and if you guys do want to play on what difficulty 2, 3 and even 4 after, we should be looking into ways of getting stronger in the early stage of the game and also going further in the later stage of the game. And yes guys, we'll have a video guide once the game is out to see what are the best legendaries to be crafting after level 50, and also to see how can you get to level 70 faster and get into the end game to farm the uniques. Now coming over to the next tip, and this is about not using the gambling system correctly in the game. Because as you play the game, you're going to find a lot of obos, and those items can be used at the gambling NPC. Now if you guys are gambling for certain items, what you want to know is it is slightly different for the best item to buy for different part of the legendaries you want to be gambling. And over here, I really want to recommend coming over to this video, because here we talk about what is the best legendary to be gambling for each of the parts for each of the classes. And if you guys haven't seen it, definitely have a look. So as a summary, usually for offensive, you can be going for one-handed weapon, you can be going for gloves, you can be going for offhand weapon, you can also be going for rings. So if you come over to this video, we'll try talking to more details about the excels over here. And what you want to see with excel is, for different classes, there's actually a different availability of the best item to be gambling. So for the Necromancer, it's one-hand weapon. For the Druid, it is gloves and also offhand and also rings. For the Barbarian, you want to be going with one-hand weapon, and also for the Rogue, it's rings. And also for Sources, it is one-hand weapon. So if you guys haven't seen this video or haven't used this particular guide, make sure you have a look, because the rate of you getting what you wanted can be as low as 4.6% or as high as 6.9%. Sometimes it's like 4.6% or 7.5%. So you should be knowing those rates to get better chances of getting what you wanted. Now in order to give ourselves a more advantage in the game, we also talk about getting more obos after level 50. So this particular video, which we just posted yesterday, this video actually talk about this more in details, and definitely have a look at this one. So basically what we're doing is we're trying to maximize the opal cap of the game, and we're saving up the Murmuring Orb catchers from the side quests and also buying Whisper Keys to be used after level 50, which allows us to get a power boost in the mid-game. Now, one of the mistakes a lot of players may be making as we play Diablo 4 is that we're not using the multiplayer system. So with Diablo 4, it's quite versatile and also it's quite dynamic with a player trading system. And I do want to recommend joining a guide or maybe finding a group of friends to be playing together. Because as you play together, you can be trading, sharing items, and also finding more ways to be going through the game much faster. Now with a player trading system, we can be trading different gems, we can be passing over items that it was pretty strong few levels ago that is getting an upgrade, and we can give it to players that is a lower level than us. And then we can also be trading and also selling items for gold and also high-end items with a plus skill rank. Now there are also a lot of other benefits to be playing with different party members, because you can be joining the town portal in the town. If a party member is very ahead in the story or in terms of the exploration of the map, what you can do is you can be joining them and also unlocking a lot of world points very quickly because they have done this for you. We do have a previous video, we talk about this in more details about playing solo versus playing co-op. And yes, if you guys do want to join, we will be making a majestic claim for the Diablo 4. And this will be multiple, guilds and also multiple claims. So make sure you join our Discord and we talk about the claims and also our plans for the future of the claims. Now over here, I also have a list of tips and also advices I want to share with you guys before we start the game. And I'm sure some of you might have known this one, but in case you didn't, this is a reminder. So the first one is about clearing out world bosses. Now I'm sure most of us knows that if you clear the world boss on the first time each of the week for your character, you can be getting a bonus loot catch. And you can be using this one for multiple characters. So make sure we clear the world boss at least once a week for the bonus loots and also bonus legendaries. Now it is also very important to be clearing the world boss at the early stage of the game, simply because they will be dropping a special socketing item that is going to be very rare at the early and also mid stage of the game, and you want to be socketing your gears for bonus stats defensively and also offensively. Now if you guys didn't know about the server swapping and also resetting dungeon trick for Diablo 4, you should really know about this. Because what this allows us to do is we can be target farming certain events and also finding the most populated group of the world to be farming the world boss and maybe doing PvP even. So what you want to do with server swap is you can be relogging into the character selection screen and then coming back into the game. And this will ideally change the server for you. You can also teleport back to the town and then teleport back. And this will also have chances to change the server for you back to the same server or a different server. Now since the removal of the dungeon reset, what a lot of players are doing and also myself is doing, if I plan to farm a dungeon and I don't plan to kill the final boss, which usually, takes a little longer, there are certain dungeons you get a lot more elites just by farming the first part. So what you want to do is, the fastest way is to use emote function. So start the game, if you're on console, if you're on PC, start the emote function and select leave dungeon. And once you do that, you wait outside the dungeon for 60 seconds. And then once you enter the dungeon, this should reset the dungeon. Now the reason we're doing it this way is because this removes the usage of the teleportation portal, which if you use the teleportation portal back to the town, well, you're not at the door of the dungeon, right? So then when you reset the dungeon, you have to run back to the dungeon. This also takes about 160 seconds to reset the dungeon if you're not using this method. Because once you have the teleportation portal, it will take you much longer to reset the dungeons. Now very soon guys, I'll be posting a lot of guide videos about leveling up for each of the classes and also tips for leveling up to level 50. One thing about leveling up is I recommend us trying a lot of resets and also change of skills in the early stage of the game, before level 25 or even after level 35. Simply because the gold cost is super low as you reset and also try different builds in the early stage of the game. And if we do find ourselves getting a new legendary, that can be really good as we unlock new codex and also craft new legendaries for different builds. So we want to be a little flexible. We can be getting plus skill rank gems and also we can be getting a lot of good items that can change your different build. So taking advantage of the resetting of skills can be very beneficial at the very start of the game. And as you guys are gonna see for my Barbarian build, I plan to reset into a Thorns Barbarian at the start of the game and then reset all of that and then go back to it once I have more Thorns. Now finally, as a reminder, make sure you guys, even though I have a lot of crafting tips, lots of gambling tips, and lots of other tips about getting advantage in the game, we don't waste too much gold or crafting materials in the early stage of the game. If you guys do have too much gold and what you want to do with it, you want to be investing into your stash. Unlocking the first stash or the second stash is really good, because this is shared account-wide and this can be used multiple times. We want to be salvaging items in the early game, and then slowly we want to be selling items for more gold. Now, of course, most of us know that we won't be upgrading a lot of gears at the early stage of the game, simply because we'll be getting a lot of fast upgrades every 5 minutes. So the best thing is, we want to be saving quite a bit of gold and also crafting materials after level 40 or after level 50. And this is the best time to be using the crafting method and also gambling method to get ahead in the game. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Oh boy, my throat is definitely not feeling well. I think you guys can tell as well. Have not been feeling too well those days. I should be taking more rest. I've been making so many videos. So hopefully I get some more rest, and I want to be excited and also be prepared for the launch of the game. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you have additional tips and also tricks for Diablo 4, for the launch, for the leveling, and also for the end game. Now, before you go, and if you guys didn't know, we have a new YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the behind the scenes and also fun clips and also more stories about us. And then you get to know me a little more personally instead of just reading the news and also the games, right? So I want to share a little bit more with you guys. So make sure you check this channel out if you're interested about Matt and also Uni. She's really funny too, and she's really shy. So I want to give her a surprise and do a shout out for the new channel to get some subscribers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.